Hello children, we are going to continue the chapter quadratic equation. So last class we have discussed about the nature of roots. Today we are going to continue the same exercise. So before that, once again we will discuss about the conditions for the nature of roots. So that is based on the discriminant. So we know discriminant is denoted by d is equal to d square minus 4ac. So the conditions were, the first one was, what is the condition for real and distinct roots? The condition was b square minus 4ac is greater than 0. This was the condition for real and distinct roots. And the condition for equal roots, b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. Condition for equal roots, here also the roots are real. So if I combine these two, I can say that b square minus 4ac is greater than or equal to 0. This is the condition for real roots. Now the next one is b square minus 4ac is less than 0. This is the condition for imaginary roots. These are the things at last we have discussed, and along with this we discussed about the method of interval. That is, whenever second degree cases come, second degree inequation, second degree or higher degrees, if it comes, we can do the method of interval. So now we are going to continue the exercise. That is exercise number 5.4. Exercise number 5.4. So we have done, last class we have done question number 1 first part. Now we will do question number 4 from exercise number 5.4. Question number 4. Here the quadratic equation is given: x square plus p minus 3 into x plus p is equal to 0. Question is, we have to find the value of p. We have to find the value of p for which the given equation have real and equal roots. The given equation have real and equal roots. So we know the condition for real and equal roots. That is discriminant. D is equal to d square minus 4ac is equal to 0. This is the condition for real and equal roots. So here I will substitute the value of b is p minus 3 and a is 1 and c is p. These values I will substitute. So p minus 3 whole square minus 4, a is 1 into c is p is equal to 0. Now if simplified, here I have used the formula a minus b whole square. So it becomes p square minus 6p plus 9 minus 4p is equal to 0. Now I am grouping, that is p square. These two times if I group it will come to 10p plus 9 is equal to 0. I have to break the middle term. Product is 9, sum is minus 10. So the numbers are minus 9 and minus 1 plus 9 is equal to 0. So I broke the middle term in such a way that the product should be 9 and sum should be minus 10. So the numbers are minus 9 and minus 1. Now I put in factorize, p is common here, p minus 9. Here minus 1 is common, p minus 9 is equal to 0. So I have done the factorization. Here I have taken p common, here I have taken minus 1 common. So at last p minus 9 is common, p minus 9 into p minus 1 is equal to 0. From this we will get the values of p, that is by zero product rule. By zero product rule, p is equal to 9, 1. These are the values of p. So here the question was, they are given a quadratic and the condition is given, the quadratic is having real and equal roots. So b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. This is the condition. In this condition I have substituted those values. Finally I will get the values of p. This is the question number 4. Next, another question we will do it. That is question number 8. Next we will do question number 8 from the same exercise. Question number 8. Here the quadratic is given 2p plus 1 into x square minus 7p plus 2 into x plus 7p minus 3 is equal to 0. This is the quadratic, and here we have to find the values of p. Here also we have to find the values of p. It is given that the equation has equal roots. The equation has equal roots, it is given. That means it is exactly like the last question, but the equation looks little more complicated. But it is given the equations having equal roots, and not only that, we have to find out the roots also. So that is the question. So we will go with the condition for equal roots. Condition for equal roots, we know b, that is b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. Again I will substitute. B is minus p plus 2, minus 7p plus 2, 7p plus 2, its square, that is b square minus 4. A is 2p plus 1, and c is 7p minus 3 is equal to 0. So I have substituted. Now I have to simplify it. So here minus square will become plus. Now here a plus b whole square. So this becomes 49p square plus 28p plus 4. Now here multiplication minus 4. First of all I am multiplying this part. So it is 14p square, 14p square minus 6p plus 7p minus 3 is equal to 0. I will simplify further. Here 49p square. Here if I multiply 56, 49 minus 56. 49 minus 56 is minus 7p square. Now p terms I am going to group. Here it is coming ultimately 1p again into minus 4p. So minus 4p and 28p, it becomes to 24p. Now constant terms, here plus 12 plus 4, it is 16 is equal to 0. So now I have to do the factorization. See, better I am removing this minus first of all. So it becomes 7p square minus 24p minus 16 is equal to 0. So here product should be 7 into 16. That is minus 112. Product is minus 112. So the product must be minus 112 and sum must be minus 24. So we need the numbers. So for that 112, if you do factorization, we will be able to find out product is minus 112, sum is minus 24. Doing factorization 2, 5 times, 6 times. So again 2, 28. So here if you see it, 2 into 4, 4 and 28 if I take, the sum I can make it if I put minus 28. Minus 28 and plus 4. Minus 28 and plus 4 if I make, I will be able to proceed. So this I can write 7p square minus 28p plus 4p minus 16 is equal to 0. So we have to do the factorization and each level we have to check it which case it is possible. Based on that we have to go ahead. See, I got minus 28 and plus 4. Product should come to minus 112 and sum will come to minus 24. So here I am taking 7p common. So left over here p minus 4. Here I am taking 4 common. P minus 4 is equal to 0. So now p minus 4 is common. P minus 4 is common into 7p plus 4 is equal to 0. Now by 0 product rule, we will get the value of p is equal to 4. Another value of p is minus 4 by 7. So we got the values of p for time being. We got the values of p And in this question we have to find out the roots also, corresponding roots also. So first of all, when p is equal to 4, I will find the corresponding quadratic, and then I have to solve it. When p is equal to 4, first of all I am going ahead with when p is equal to 4. When p is equal to 4, I can rewrite the quadratic. Our quadratic, wherever p is there, we have to put 4. Wherever p is there, we have to put 4, and then we have simplified. So the quadratic I am substituting p is equal to 4, so it will come 2 into 4, 8 plus 1, 9x square, and second term p is 4, so 28 plus 2 it is 30x, and next p is 4, 28 minus 3, 28 minus 3 is 25 is equal to 0. So when p is equal to 4, the quadratic becomes like this. In place of p we have to put 4. The first, so 14 plus 8, 2 into 4, 8 plus 1, 9x square, 7 into 4, 28 plus 2, 30, and 7 into 4, 28, 28 minus 3 is 25. So this is the quadratic. Now we have to factorize. See here, if you observe, one more thing we can see that I told you when I was teaching about this, if b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, then the given quadratic will be always a perfect square. If b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, then the given quadratic will be a perfect square. So whatever the quadratic we got just now, it will be a perfect square. See, if you observe it, it is of the form that only see this can be written as 3x whole square, and this is I can write it as 5 square, and this one middle term I can write 2 into 3x into 5. So it is coming 30x, and here 9x square, and this is 25. So this can be written as perfect square. So it is of the formula a square minus 2ab plus b square, that is a minus b whole square. A minus b whole square is equal to 0. So from this 3x minus 5 square equal to 0, the number itself must be 0. 3x minus 5 is equal to 0. From this we will get x is equal to 5 by 3. This is the value of x when p is equal to 4, that is the root. So this is the first case when p is equal to 4. Now the next case is when p is minus 4 by 7. That also we have to do it. When p is equal to minus 4 by 7. When p is equal to minus 4 by 7. Minus 4 by 7. We have simplified, we have put the value of p is minus 4 by 7. So it will become the first one. 2 into minus 4 by 7 plus 1 x square minus 7 into minus 4 by 7 plus 2 into x plus 7 into minus 4 by 7 minus 3 is equal to 0. So I have substituted just like previously. Here also I substituted, since this is fraction I have substituted like this. Now I have simplified. So here minus 8, 7 I am taking LCM, so minus 8 plus 7, so it is ultimately it is coming minus 1 x square divided by 7. Here if I cancel it, 7 cancel, minus 4 plus 2 is minus 2, minus 2 into minus it is plus, so ultimately 2x. Here 7 cancel, minus 7 is equal to 0. So here I am taking 7 LCM, so it becomes minus x square plus 14x minus 49 whole divided by 7 is equal to 0. I cross multiplied. So we will reach this step. Now this minus, better remove this minus. If I remove minus, it will be multiply with the minus all over. So it is x square minus 14x plus 49 is equal to 0. Here also we can use the same concept. since it is a perfect square, it's a perfect square, means it's a quadratic is having equal root, it must be a perfect square. So this is also, if you observe, it is just x minus 7 whole square. It is x minus 7 whole square. So x square 49, 2ab means this will come. So this implies x minus 7 is equal to 0, x is equal to 7. So this is the value of x when p is equal to minus 4 by 7. So this is the question. This was the question number. This was the question number 8. Okay. Yes. Now we will do one more question. We will do one more question. That is question number 12. Here we have to use the concept of method of interval. Then it will be see here the question is we have to find the values of p. Here also values of p for which this equation, that is 3x square minus px plus 5 is equal to 0. Find the values of p for which the equation has real roots. It is written real roots. So we know the condition for real root, that is d is equal to b square minus 4ac greater than or equal to 0. This is the condition for real roots. So we will substitute. So p is minus p, so minus p whole square minus 4 into 3 into 5 greater than or equal to 0. So this is p square. This is coming to 60 greater than or equal to 0. So in second degree we cannot take 60 to that side, then we won't be able to proceed. So in second degree, so we have to go ahead by method of interval. So what I will do, this one I can write it. This one I can write it some square format. So this can be written as root 60 square. Root 60 square, I can write root 60 square is same as 60. And root 60 if you simplify, root 60 if you do prime factorization, if you do it, it is coming to, yes, 2 root 15, I can write it 2 root 15 square. This I can write p square minus 2 root 15 square is greater than or equal to 0. So now a square minus b square factorizing it, so p minus 2 root 15 into p plus 2 root 15 greater than or equal to 0. See, it is the stage we reach, like method of interval. If you observe it, here the critical points are 2 root 15 and minus 2 root 15. So we'll arrange those numbers in an ascending order. So minus 2 root 15, from here minus 2 root 15 I will get, and from here I will get 2 root 15. Then method of interval, this side will put a plus, that is this region is plus, then from here to here it is minus, and this side it is plus. So this is the method of interval. And from this, now after putting this sign, then we have to see here greater than or equal to 0. When greater than or equal to 0 means positive region. Positive region, we can see this side, see positive region as well as this side. So that means we can say when p is less than or equal to minus 2 root 15 and p greater than or equal to 2 root 15, we will always, this condition will be satisfied. So these are the values of p. Here they are asking find the values of p for which the equation has real roots. So when p is less than or equal to minus 2 root 15 and p is greater than or equal to 2 root 15, always we will get the equation will have real roots. So this is the last question. So here we applied the method of interval. So we completed the exercise 5.4. So you practice rest of the sums as homework.